Good morning, everybody. Rick Thomas from Obsolete Video Services. Hey, guys. All right, on my table today, we have a Betacam SP multi-format player J3 series. We're doing a tune-up on this thing, and basically going to replace the scanner, which I do have an extra. This video head scanner on this unit is got lots of hours on it and very glitchy. But anyways, we're going to do a tune-up and replace a scanner on this unit. I want to talk about this unit because people don't understand. This is what Sony came out with. It's the biggest piece of crap ever made. It was a disposable Betacam SP multi-format player by the demand of the users seeking a more portable format. Sony went all out to make this a complete piece of crap. The loading carriage is like tin. These things jam like crazy because it's just very pliable, bendable metal. It's just junk. The front panels on these things are complete garbage. They're broke every time. Every time I get one of these, they're broke every time. And if they're broke and they move like this, you're gonna jam your tapes. Door is gonna get stuck, and sometimes the control panel, the digital display will actually short out. This is a major design flaw, real piece of crap. Then you got your drum scanners. If they're used a lot, this one here has thousands of hours on it. I mean, its lifespan is, they don't last forever, guys. If these things are used a lot, and then you start getting to a point where you got glitchy video, it doesn't quite look that great. That means the head hours are really long on the unit, and luckily this guy's going to get a low hour scanner as a replacement. I do happen to have several of those, actually. Okay, another thing about this machine is the power supplies sometimes do short out. They're turning them on and off due to the age. I've seen that happen. And underneath, you got these boards, and these things go out a lot. These are the the digital boards for the playback and in audio as well. So it's a compact player made by Sony, multi-format, Betacam SP, SX, IMX, and digital Betacam. It plays all four of those formats. Now, it was a good premise of an idea, but Sony, they just designed a real piece of crap. They wanted to do it so cheap, and these things were super expensive when they were new, but they did it so cheap, and people who started getting these early on started complaining of how cheap they were because the panels would break and they would have loading issues because the tapes would get jammed, and just there was a lot of complaints about these portable units in the early days of the usability of these machines back when they came out. I was there. I've seen the complaints about them. It was just ridiculous. Now I get people who send me these from time to time, and this happens to be one of them, and complete front panel damage. This is going to cause serious playback issues, jamming issues, and you're going to end up wrecking your carriage because it's going to get jammed in there with a small tape or something like that, and it's going to screw up your carriage big time, and sometimes it even breaks your loading pins going around the drum. This is a serious no-no. When you see this on these type of decks, either you tape it with a piece of tape on the panel to make sure it stays in place, or you get it serviced and fixed by somebody who knows what they're doing. Luckily for this guy, I got a brand new panel with no broken tabs. I'll be able to fix this entire front panel on this unit, which is a real piece of crap. So anyways, we're going to fix the front panel, fix the scanner, do a maintenance cleanup and all the alignments, adjustments on this thing, greasing and all that. For this particular customer out of Phoenix, I did return the 3/4 Umatic. He did come and pick it up and drop this off. He did give me a test digital tape, thank God. And the playback on this deck is not up to par. I got to get this scanner changed out. But anyways, this is a J3 portable Betacam SP multi-format player. Real piece of junk. Stay away from these. I know people like them because they're portable, but the people who, after a while, if you get used ones like off eBay, which are all garbage, they're charging you a lot of money for these. I wouldn't buy one of these. You couldn't give me one of these. This is a format I do not like or even want. I prefer the heavy-duty units, like the ones I have in my system. You know, you're talking rock solid builds, not these portable pieces of crap. But if you're using these because you don't want to have a lot of equipment hardware laying around, or maybe you're out in the field, or it's something, it's portable, it's for space or convenience, that's fine and dandy. But as far as production and people doing video production work, I do not recommend these for playing multiple Betacam SP tapes. You should stick to the hardware ones, not these. These are like having disposable razors. You use them, and after a short period of time, they're absolute garbage, and you spend all that money on these things, and they turn to crap. That's basically what happens to these J3 series. He's lucky I have a brand new panel, and we will install it with the new scanner and and all the little updates to it to make it a smooth running machine. But most people, they beat on these things, they're not careful, they break the front panels, which they did in this case. And so anyways, the J3 series, and I think there's a J10 and several other ones like this. If you're looking for a Betacam SP player multi-format, do not buy these. Avoid. Get yourself a serious hardware unit like the ones that I have, which are the bigger units. Do not go with these portable ones, especially if you're doing a massive amount of tapes, or you're doing customer job tapes for customers. These will go bad. Trust me. I mean, I've worked on a lot of these over the years. And I do not hang on to all the parts for these, like power supplies and things like that. I do have a few little things here in my arsenal. He was just happened to be lucky. I happened to have a machine that was junk that had a brand new panel. So I did keep it, so we're able to repair his unit. So anyways, guys, these I do not recommend to anybody in the broadcast industry. These are complete garbage. Trust me. I work on these a lot. And once they go bad, they really go bad. Nothing but problems. Loading, the cards go bad on these, the digital processing goes bad on these things. It just isn't a deck worth investing a lot of money in. If you're doing a lots of tape transfers, get yourself some serious hardware. So I hope you enjoyed this video.